Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is May 6th, 2020, and we are cruising on through. Had a nice little Cinco de Mayo yesterday. It is currently 74 degrees in Southern California right now, but that's not where Dale's at. He is in Cleveland, Ohio.
Canton, Ohio, just south of Cleveland.
Canton, Ohio. Okay, where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is. Dale, what's up, man? What is the temperature there?
Brother, it is cold. Will, it's fucking
48 degrees right now.
That sounds awful.
It's miserable. Dude, I packed 5 pairs of shorts, T-shirts, 1 sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, luckily I still had a couple long sleeve hoodies here. Dude, it's brutal. Fuck this.
Do you have any Cavaliers gear that I can wear?
I do. I have a nice Cavs hoodie that you might like.
Yeah, bring it on over. I might have to rep that.
I got some LeBron jerseys too.
From which
final
team?
Shirts. I have a couple
Cavs.
LeBron Cavs shirts, jerseys. J.R. Smith Cavs jersey is my favorite one though.
The funny thing is, during the 2016 summer when you guys won, I don't think he had his jersey or his shirt on the entire summer.
Dude,
Best
so
star.
one of the companies, a Cleveland company, actually made a J.R. Smith T-shirt with his like tattoos that summer because
was like his body.
Yeah, I have that shirt.
You would.
I did. I mean,
fucking
JR is
would,
my
I swear
boy.
to God.
But dude, enough good talks in Cleveland. An article came out yesterday about my favorite athlete on the planet, Francisco Lindor, just not even willing to negotiate anymore with Cleveland. Like, that's where we're at.
Are we surprised though? Because I'm not. Because there was a report before this whole pandemic, before spring training. I mean, even my Padres were shopping at Francisco Lindor.
Right.
And for your guys' management not to pull this off, arguably one of your best players in the last 7 to 10 years, maybe?
Dude, ever.
Yeah.
Arguably ever.
So it doesn't come as a surprise to me.
Okay, so I'm not like – this is the thing. Trust me, I left Ohio. I understand not wanting to be here. I get it. But, like, Cleveland just can't keep athletes.
It reminds me of
We
San
just
Diego.
can't. Yeah, like, it's just not. And, like, I get it. But, like, as soon as Lindor came up, one of my best friends looked at me and was like, he's going to look really good in Yankee uniform in a couple of years. And it looks like it's coming true. It just doesn't make sense.
You know, I just don't – at this point, whether there's going to be a season or not, and especially with no fans, I can maybe see this as his last one. I mean, why is it the chemistry? Why is this not going to work?
So Cleveland Indians ownership, the Dolans, they refuse to spend money. I saw an article that like Lindor was close to a contract with the Indians that he agreed upon.
Yeah.
But in order for Lindor to want to stay in Cleveland, he wanted the Indians' payroll to be at $120 million a year, which is still the bottom half of the league in payroll. That's with paying Lindor. We add another like $30 million in talent, which, dude, can you imagine? Like, the Indians are already good not paying anybody. Imagine if they added $30 million to their payroll. Lindor's different. This one's going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, that might take that's going to take more than a couple beers to get over.
This one's going to be harder for me than LeBron leaving the first time.
Well, he did appear in the 2016 World Series that you guys unfortunately lost to Chicago. Speaking of championships, speaking of jewelry, Patrick Ewing on the Dan Patrick Show mentioned that he had some of his best jewelry taken and stolen from his house.
Because I had lost my medals because, you know, there was 92 and I moved so many times. I couldn't find both of my gold medals.
Oh, boy.
And, you know, I was able to get it back. And I think my house got broken in New York.
Reports say that his 2 gold medals from the Dream Team and a couple years later and his NCAA championship ring when he was at Georgetown were stolen. We know the status of Patrick Ewing. We know his net worth. We know what he can afford.
Right.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I really don't understand how these people get stuff stolen from them. Like, the security at their houses has to be incredible, right?
Yeah. And then you think that's not just hanging around. That's not a vase. You're not going to leave your gold medal or your championship ring on your coffee table or the counter or
Right. That
the
shit
bathroom.
gets locked up.
Yeah,
that's in a safe.
Sure.
That's in a trophy case. Like, that shouldn't be easy to get to in any way, shape, or form.
Why would he bring that up now? And why would he not tell anybody?
I don't know, but like something I've noticed, like bringing up COVID, like a lot of athletes and a lot of media and personalities, they're saying a lot of things that we never knew about them during these times. I think a lot of people are humanizing themselves more than I think anyone was expecting.
Are we reaching a new level of vulnerability? Like, is this due to the fact that we're cooped up inside of our houses and we just think, hey, what the hell, let's make a headline, or you know what, it's been eating at me, I'm going to go ahead and just share this.
This topic will bring it in. So I read an article, and I didn't even know this until recently, but like Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan don't like each other right now. And I didn't know that. I'm sure it was common knowledge for like more basketball fans, but as you know, like I'm not the biggest basketball guy in the world. But when I read that,
except for when your team wins a title, I got it.
When the Cavs are relevant, I follow hard. But like,
of course.
I will never claim to be a diehard Cavs fan. I will never claim like to know it all. Like, I love Cleveland sports at the end of the day. So if the Cavs are relevant, yeah, I'm there. But the Barkley Jordan beef stemmed from when Barkley criticized Jordan as an owner back in 2012.
Yep.
Jordan, you are the GOAT basketball player, but brother, you have sucked as an NBA owner. And Charles was right, in my opinion, to call you out. And the fact that has ruined their friendship, I think, is an ugly, ugly part of Jordan's life right now.
Well, I think because of The Last Dance, we're learning a lot about the Jordan mystique and how much he loves gambling, or should I say his competitiveness.
Yeah.
He has a gambling problem. That is for sure a gambling problem. Well, one of his really good friends before this whole beef went down, and one of his best gambling partners was Charles Barkley. And look at Chuck. He lost head to head to Michael Jordan, and now I think he's really flourished in the media. I love the TNT crew that they have with Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck.
That's the best group of talent on any sporting coverage.
It's just funny how they make that chemistry work. It's very unorthodox. Awesome. It's not buttoned up. I really like it. I think that's why it works so well. Right. But in terms of the feud, you have to respect what Jordan did on the court. Off the court, there were some questionable decisions, as we learned this last couple episodes. But similar to Derek Jeter, their spotless, resume on the field doesn't quite translate over to ownership. And what I mentioned with Derek Jeter, he had all those rings with the New York Yankees, and now he's owning the Miami Marlins and completely blew up that organization. Is in the middle of one of the biggest rebuilds. They trade away Mike Stanton. They trade away Christian Yelich. And it's the same thing with Jordan, because some of the best players don't make the best coaches. Some of the best players don't make the best owners. Look what he's done. I mean, before, they were the, Charlotte Hornets, there were the Charlotte Bobcats. He really hasn't done a lot. And maybe that's just from experience. I mean, look at what he's doing in this Last Dance, right? What does he spend his time doing? Obviously, he's probably still gambling and playing cards, and he plays like 36 holes of golf a day, right?
Good for him.
I don't think his biggest priority is the Charlotte Hornets, because that would have been translated already. How many All-Stars can we name off the top of our head, in the last few years? It's hard. You can't really, unless you have to cheat and look at Google.
Kemba is the brightest spot of his ownership. I think that's
the only one?
Undebatable. I can't think of someone else.
And he's not even on the team anymore.
No.
So I agree with – I like what Barkley said. It's true. You can be one of the best players, but there's a lot of dirty work that you have to do as an owner. You have to roll the sleeves up. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to be on your GM's ass all the time.
Yeah.
We've seen him have interactions with the players on the court, with his front office, with the coaches. Maybe that's just not fit for him. But no one's going to take that away.
No.
Look at what he's worth.
I think that a real interesting part of this story to me is the fact that Charles was just doing his job, right? He's in the media. That's what he's paid to do, is give his opinion. It's not fair to the entire world if Chuck's out there criticizing anybody and everybody, but then Jordan, who hasn't done shit as an owner, is getting praised by him. Charles was right, in my opinion, here, and Jordan needs to sack up, give him that man a call, and squash the beef. Life's too short not to have the best people around you.
But we know how Jordan is.
Oh, yeah.
And he seems like the type that's going to hold a grudge, and he's not going to reach out to Chuck, and I don't think Chuck is either. I think he should stand his ground.
Chuck said in TMZ article, he said he's not going to apologize for saying the truth, but he also said that his phone is open, and MJ told you give him a call. He's ready to get over it.
Well, we both know that they don't have a lot going on right now, and they both check the internet. They both have sources. I know they both see this. So in terms of who's going to talk first, I don't know. I could see just a giant stalemate where they don't move, they don't budge. But I agree with Chuck. He has Jordan hasn't done anything. He has not done anything for that organization.
Nope.
His name alone is carrying that brand. That's all it is. Now, if he could just figure out the whole ownership thing, then he would be good to go. Wear a jacket and earmuffs and gloves because of the sub-zero temperatures there, and we will see you tomorrow.
Sounds good, guys. Peace.